Just lately I've been hearing some rumours. Rumours of a new blue trail that's just been built. And, as the luck would have it, it's being built not far from where I'm staying. So I loaded up my hardtail and headed for the trails at Sherwood Pines. That's right. Previously on the channel we rode the red trail here at Sherwood Pines, and it's safe to say that I was rather unimpressed. Not because it isn't a fun route, just because, based on the difficulty of the features, it's more like a blue than a red. So when I'd heard they'd actually built some brand new blue trail sections, I was really interested to see what they'd managed to create. And at first glance, things looked pretty good. Setting off across the car park, the blue Robin Hood trail starts right by the side of the cycle shop. With no time to waste, let's get going.
Okay, let's see what this trail's got.
You go a short way on the green trail before turning right onto the first new section. At this point, I've no idea what to expect. This trail centre is known for being really flat, so what am I going to find? Well, this question was swiftly answered with a tidy berm into a set of rollers. And from here on out, it's a constant line of features all the way to the end. This is a really great first section, and you pick up a decent amount of speed.
Oh yeah!
This is what blue trails are all about. The whole time you're twisting and weaving away between the trees on a really fun line. Because this trail's only been open a few weeks, it hasn't been fully ridden in yet, so every now and then I'm having to put in a few pedal strokes. But as this trail's ridden by a few more people, it will smooth itself out and this section will be a lot faster. But this is a fun and active beginning to the trail.
Whoa, I was not expecting this.
It certainly sets a new standard of mountain biking here at Sherwood Pines, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else this trail has in store.
Wow, what a first section. I wasn't expecting anything anywhere near as good as that. Let's hope the rest is the same.
As you ride, the trail jumps on and off the fire roads as it makes its way around the forest. The whole trail is 14 kilometers long and takes somewhere around 40 minutes to ride. It's essentially a mix of green fire roads and blue single track sections. Like any good blue trail, all the features here are rollable and you don't need to be a pro rider to enjoy them. As long as you've got a half decent bike and a helmet, you're good to go. I opted to ride my Voodoo Bizango Pro Hardtail today, and it was definitely the right choice. With no jumps or real techie features, you really don't need a full suspension bike to ride this, but each to their own. With all the fast, smooth, bermed corners, the hardtail makes short work of these roller coaster sections.
Yeah.
They're definitely an improvement on the previous blue trail and are perfect for spicing up a ride. For a trail centre with very little elevation, these new sections have done well to maximise the fun you can have on the descents. All the subtle features do well to make it as interesting and active as possible. I've certainly ridden some funky blue trails before. Ones that have created really interesting routes with only a small amount of space. In the past I've ridden at places like Ashton Court in Bristol, and more recently at Rother Valley just outside Sheffield. These trails show you that you don't need huge features and epic airtime to create a great trail. You just have to know what riders enjoy and grade it appropriately. But like any trail, when you have a downhill, you must also have an uphill. But this being a blue trail, the uphills are pretty mellow too. With the Robin Hood trail, there's a clear difference between the old and new trail sections. The older sections seem very straight, flat and featureless, whereas the new ones are interesting, twisty and active. I'm not saying that the old ones are boring, but after you've just been riding the first couple of sections, being back on the old trail definitely has a more mellow feel to it. The whole of this trail has been coated in a hard gravel surface. This means it is hard wearing and can be ridden all year round, come rain or shine. As I mentioned, at the moment the newer sections are still bedding in, so they were a bit loose and gravelly in a lot of places. But this old section here is super smooth, and it's a great indication of what the trail should be like in the not too distant future. Now, I know that trail building is extremely expensive and time consuming, especially when it's at a trail centre that's going to get large volumes of traffic like this one. But I think they're missing a trick with some of these older sections that don't have much in the way of features. I think a few skills challenges like low-level skinnies or mini drops would really change the feel of some of these longer, flatter sections. It's worth bearing in mind that I'm showing you the main highlights of the trail today. But as well as exploring the fun sections, I always try to give you an overview of what the trail is like as a whole. With that in mind, because the Robin Hood Trail intertwines with the Green Trail and some of the other fire roads, occasionally you do find yourself having longer, uninteresting stretches of single track or just fire roads. But this is not uncommon for a blue route, and there's usually something fun at the end of it. As well as using blue trails for a warm-up, they're great for people just getting used to the sport, people working on their fitness, or for taking older kids on a proper mountain bike ride. At 40 minutes long, this is a great XC loop, and of course, you can go as fast or as slow as you like. I tend to use blue trails as warm-ups before riding harder trails, but I don't honestly think the red trail here is any harder than this blue, but I'm not going to get into that in this video. I should probably say that I'm riding on a Wednesday evening and the trails are pretty deserted, but I can imagine that on a weekend, this might be a lot busier. I can also see this trail being a popular route for e-bikers. Because there's a lot of pedalling involved on some of the flatter sections, having a motor would definitely make these trail sections go past a bit quicker, and potentially make them a bit more fun too. But for the rest of us, this 40-minute route is going to be good for building fitness. Although there are no big climbs on the trail, the constant pedalling will definitely help you build some cycling-specific fitness. So I can see why this trail is popular with XC riders and people training for events. So overall, I feel like this trail is split into two. The first half is definitely more exciting and feature-filled than the second half, which is mostly a pedal fest. But that's what blue trails are for. They're a chilled out ride to get your legs turning. So with the bike shop in sight as I approach the end of the trail, I asked myself the ultimate question: would I ride this trail again? Well, the way I look at it, would I travel here specifically to ride this trail? The answer is no. But if I was here, would I ride it again? Definitely. This is a great example of a blue trail. In places, this blue trail has reopened my eyes into what's possible here at Sherwood Pines. And although I may have a tentative relationship with the trails here, these new sections are definitely a step in the right direction. So if you're in the area and a blue trail sounds like your thing, why not give it a go? Thanks for watching today's video, remember to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.